Hey, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Drew, aka Booty Sweat, and we are back again with another MK11 Ultimate Character Variations Guide for custom variations for competitive play. Today we're going to be taking a look at Raiden's brother. We did Raiden last time, so we're going to be doing Fujin this time. So stick around, like and subscribe, etc., and we will be getting right into Fujin. Alright, for the first variation that we're going to talk about, we're going to look at a couple of moves. One in particular is one that you will see basically everyone talk about with Fujin, and that is his Skywalker, or his Skywalk. It's this little move right here. As you can see, the mobility on it is just ridiculous. You can also cancel out of it at any time, so you can be like way back here and then cancel out of it and get a throw or whatever else. But the interesting thing is, the reason that that's good is because you can also do a dive kick out of it. So you can either go the full way and then you're all the way on the other side of the screen and you're safe, or you can do a dive kick, and the dive kick you can do on either side. You can do it on the opposite side, or you can do it before you get to the opposite side. Now, the applications for this are pretty obvious in my opinion. So they don't know whether or not you're going to dive kick now. Are you going to dive kick on the other side? Are you going to cancel it early? Are you going to let it go the full way? And if you cancel it early, maybe they're expecting the dive kick, so you cancel it early, you end up on, you know, this side and you throw them or whatever. So they don't really know what you're going to do, and it's a really interesting pressure tool and utility move all in one. So you also have this, but hardly anyone uses this. This is like an anti-air or an air-to-air version if you press 1 while you're doing it. Most people use it for the dive kick, which you can also amplify, by the way. So that's pretty cool. And then, like I said, you can cancel it, go into a throw, go into whatever kind of pressure, you know, whatever kind of pressure you want. Go into a down poke pressure, you know, whatever. So Skywalker, freaking sick. You want Skywalker on most of your variations, maybe all of them, I don't know. I'm gonna be looking at one without it, but definitely at least 2 of mine are going to be having Skywalker on it. Another cool thing about this variation is it has his tornado. The tornado is cool because you can move backwards with it or you can move forwards with it, and you can actually delay this. So you see he goes straight up. You can either just go straight back and whoops, and straight forward, or straight up and then go forward, straight up and then go back. And this is actually cool because it gives you an opportunity to get some cool combos with Fujin that include a restand combo for about 25%, which is not bad. I think it's like 24% meterless, so that's really not bad, and then it gets you a restand, so pretty good, although it is a little tricky to do, so you're going to have to spend some time in training mode. Fujin's not the easiest character in the world to play, but he's super good. So, sorry, 23.3% meterless. Still pretty good, and you get a restand that you can use to get more pressure. Now, speaking of pressure, the last move that we're going to be looking at with this variation is the pressure bomb. Pressure bomb is pretty sick because it launches if it hits, so you can get, you know, combos off of that. But in addition, this move is just ridiculously plus on both block and hit. So what you want to do is you can get like a knockdown into it. You know, you can add it at the end of hit strings or block strings. And basically your opponent just really has to respect it. So they can block it, but it leaves you super plus on block. So you can go in, you can poke, you can throw, you can do whatever you want. But in addition to that, you know, if they do a wake-up attack, then you want to block. If you notice they're doing lots of wake-up attacks, throw out the pressure bomb and then block. And either they'll have to block immediately after their wake-up attack, and then you get the pressure again. Basically, it's sort of like an anti-wake-up option. You can use it for meaties to get lots of stuff off of it. So, you know, you want to throw it out after you hit them and knock them down in some way. Or, you know, even if you just know that they're not particularly a button-happy player, maybe they don't like to press a whole lot, then, you know, you can throw it out in a block string or this or that. There is a gap, so if, you know, you just do like something like this and they were blocking, for instance, after that 1-1, there's a gap there. So they could theoretically just jab you out of it, and then your bomb goes away and, you know, it's useless. But that's the kind of the mix, kind of the mind game, you know? Because then, if they're doing that, you can throw in, you know, something like this to hit them out of that, or you can hit them with that tornado, you know, and get some and further combos like that. So it really just kind of will mess with their brain. They won't really know what in the world you're gonna do, and it just adds an extreme amount of pressure. I mean, just an extreme amount of pressure for Fujin. So he's very, very good in that regard. Okay, now before we get into Variation 2, like always, I just want to ask if you're enjoying this, make sure you like and subscribe. We got more and more and more coming your way, so if you're enjoying this stuff, do that for me. If you don't mind, go ahead and go over and follow me on Twitch as well to watch me stream the game live. Come on and hang out. Anyway, let's get on with Variation 2. Now, the main thing that we've changed with Variation 2, we kept Skywalker because I like it and I wanted to keep it. And we have also kept the pressure bomb. Whoops. We've kept the pressure bomb. So what have we changed? Well, what we've changed is we've taken away the ability to amplify the tornado. So we can't do that anymore. But what we can do is we've added the arsenal ability. And what that means is now we can use the tornado while we're in the air. And we can use these wind kicks. We can use those while we're in the air. So this is pretty cool. I think it's more of a utility thing than anything. I mean, you're going to be able to kind of catch people off if you want to do like some good air-to-air combos and stuff like that. If you catch somebody jumping, you can jump at the same time and go into this, for instance. Go into the air twister. Now the arsenal is also really good to pair with the twister ability, which is the ability to amplify tornado, because that lets you get some cool combos off of air to airs. We're not using that in particular here, but it's just another option if you're curious. So other than that, everything that I said about the other variations still applies, and only this time you have these additional options as well. Now, one cool thing about this is there is, you know, extra combo potential in terms of the air tornado in the corner. You can get some cool stuff. So, you know, if you jump in, you get that, then you can go into some other cool kind of combos like that. So just keep that in mind as well. In the corner, it's a pretty good mix-up option. If you catch somebody off guard with this in the corner, you know, you can get whatever you want with Fujin, basically, in the way of corner combos. So just keep that in mind. It's pretty cool. Alright, for the third variation of this video, we have kept Skywalker because it's good and I like it. And we have actually added a new move called Turbulence. Now, Turbulence creates this like weird wind funnel type thing. And what this will actually do is this will it will change the trajectory of the opponent's jump. So if you notice your opponent likes to jump a lot, you can throw out a Turbulence. You can do it close, you can do it far, you can do it mid, you know, like a lot of different stuff. And if they try to jump, it'll actually affect their movement in the air. So if they have a character that, you know, moves well in the air, like Sindel, for instance, or even if they're another Fujin player using Skywalker or whatever, you can kind of affect that. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure if it affects Skywalker. Ignore me. But a reason this is cool is because, again, if you notice they jump a lot, you can throw in one of these turbulences, and we've kept Arsenal this time. So, see how they kind of stay put there? It's because they're kind of locked into that. They're kind of locked into that little area. And so if you noticed when I used the air tornado that time, I did a jump in, or you can do an air to air into the tornado. You saw how they kind of stayed put. So you can get some other really cool combos as a result of that. So you just kind of experiment around with that. There's some pretty cool things that you can do as a result of that. And you have to do the right thing. But it's pretty cool. So it kind of affects their trajectory in midair. There's some different cool stuff that you can do with this. It's kind of a gimmick, I think. I don't know if it's particularly like the most competitive option, but it's just an interesting little thing that you can do with Fujin. If you want my official recommendation, I definitely say you take Skywalker and Pressure Bomb and then maybe Air Sinol or something like that. But hey, it's another option. So anyway, that's gonna do it for Fujin. This probably isn't a very long one, but Fujin's got a lot of options. You're mainly going to have to practice a lot with him because he's got some pretty technical execution and things like that that you have to get used to doing with him. So you're gonna have to get in practice mode and really lab out those combos, lab out those abilities, but this will be a good place for you to start. I think definitely that shell of Pressure Bomb and Skywalker is just way too good to not be using. So anyway, have a great one. Be blessed.